It seems like finally this game is going to shut down or have a server shutdown since they're already cutting off the linkage feature. Now, which game is that? Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 or Breakers? No. With Xenoverse 2, we still know we have 2 whole DLCs left. But with Breakers, the game has pretty much lost all relevancy. So I do believe that this is going to be for Dragon Ball The Breakers. You can see the rest of the post here says, "Thank you very much for your continued patronage of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Some of the following features were available on PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Switch, Xbox, Steam versions of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, and they will end obviously July 30th. The service will end at this exact time. The time may change, click here for, more details on it. But overall, the linkage function of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and Dragon Ball The Breakers is coming to an end. You will no longer be able to link through Dragon Ball The Breakers save data rewards that have been achieved by the end of the collaboration can be obtained until the receipt date." Now, I think the only reason why they would stop this is because, obviously, the service for Dragon Ball The Breakers is not exactly the most popular service, right? Dragon Ball The Breakers has failed to deliver multiple aspects, and it's the game that always gets called the dead Dragon Ball game any time a YouTuber wants to make a video on it. So that's just very unfortunate, but now it seems like it may actually be falling apart. Now, there's a chance that this could be about Xenoverse 2. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below, because there's thank you for your continued support of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. But yeah, I do think this is going to be for Breakers. I don't think this is going to be for Xenoverse 2. If it was for Xenoverse 2, that would be scary that Breakers outlived Xenoverse 2. But overall, it's just really funny. I actually did manage to see another tweet about this on Twitter by Conton Mods. He was talking about how Breakers like Xenoverse 2 link service is being shut down July 30th. Seems actually starting to pull the plug now. And Breakers is in such a weird position because they did make this announcement post for the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 official website about, oh yeah, we're cutting support for, Xenoverse 2 X Breakers. And Xenoverse 2 is the way more relevant game compared to Breakers. If they're cutting support for Xenoverse 2 Breakers, that means they're just going to cut support for Breakers overall. Because again, there's no way people are actually playing that game. Especially with how unbalanced it is, how unfun it is. The gacha in the game isn't even worth getting. Have you heard of a gacha game that doesn't have good summons? Like, it doesn't have a single good summon. Like, that's just so dumb. You have to pay money too. The game's not even free and then has a gacha. You have to pay actual money and then you have to play with the gacha. Just to find out that the gacha has nothing good that will actually help you, which is so horrible. But yeah, I wanted to say, a reason why this is so weird is because if you actually check the Dragon Ball The Breakers official Twitter account, the Breakers Twitter account is actually doing teasers and leaks for Cooler. Now, I do believe this is Cooler because this hand is way too specific, and someone else did point this out in the comment section down below. It's the same gesture he does when he's using his gravity manipulation in the movie, so I'm very sure it's gonna be Cooler. Now, Cooler's cool, don't get me wrong, but I honestly think if this happened anytime before Golden Frieza, it would have been hype. The issue with Golden Frieza, the Golden Frieza is a really good idea, or a really good sign that they are running out of ideas, because why the hell would you just do a reskinned version of Frieza as the Raider? Especially when it's so lazy. The whole Raider is basically the same until he gets the final form and uses an active skill to go golden. It's literally the exact same Raider. You pay like 20, I can't remember how many dollars it was for Golden Frieza, you pay like $8 to $20, something like that, to get an active skill. That's just such a scam, it's unreal. So yeah, doing a scam Raider like Golden Frieza and then following up with Cooler makes it seem like, Cooler was an afterthought. Maybe that's not the case, but it certainly does look like the case when you do Golden Frieza first and then Cooler. So yeah, it looks like Breakers is probably on its last legs. Maybe Cooler will be the last thing they announce for the game, but Breakers should be coming up to its 30th anniversary. Wait, when does Breakers come out actually? I'm pretty sure like most Dragon Ball games, Breakers release date was like October, because they always release October. So yeah, I mean, it's not too much longer until Breakers' anniversary. Maybe they're just trying to survive till then, or usually because of how long seasons last in Dragon Ball The Breakers, maybe Cooler will come out and that'll last till October, maybe, or to the end of the year, and then that's when I'll end the game with Cooler as the final, Raider or something. I don't know, but it's so weird seeing Dragon Ball The Breakers like actually come to an end in a sense. Or it's not at the end yet because they're teasing another Raider, but it's getting close to the end because cutting the support with Xenoverse 2 sounds very weird when the game literally could only benefit from its constant support from Xenoverse 2. Like, you playing Xenoverse 2 and getting rewards in Breakers because you're playing a game that more people would play makes people play Breakers longer. I'm not sure if they knew that, but it's how I feel. Usually when I play lots of Xenoverse 2 and a new season comes out on Breakers, I hop on Breakers and then I see that, oh, I have a bunch of rewards waiting for me in the game because I play so much Xenoverse 2 that, I just get these rewards passed over to my Breakers save data as well. And I think that's cool. That makes me play Breakers for maybe 1 hour longer than I normally would. Hell, it might be the only reason why I play Breakers in general. If I logged onto the game after skipping it for months and I got no kind of returning player compensation, so I could actually keep up with the rest of the players who've been playing the game non-stop, all 5 of them, that would be kind of jarring. Like, Breakers is the kind of game that rewards you for your length playing it rather than the amount of skill you have into it, because, you know, time spent into Breakers is time spent upgrading Survivor skills and time spent upgrading Raider passives and Raider active skills, Raider super attacks, stuff like that. So, people who play Breakers longer, they can be worse than you at the game. Not that there's a skill ceiling, right? But they can be worse than you at the game, and they'll just completely stomp because they've been playing it for longer, and because of the length, they have more, like, rewards, upgrades, etc. The thing that truly killed this game was separating the queues. I think there's more than that killed Breakers, but separating the queues was a pretty dumb idea. Making it so that people couldn't, like, link up with their friends to go play against Raiders online, like, was really dumb. Like, that was so incredibly stupid. The game peaked literally in its first season and has been downhill ever since. The fact that you can't queue for Raider with your friends is horrendous. That is pretty smelly, but while it was fun to queue with your friends as Raider, I do understand why it was removed to some degree. Some people were just teaming with the Raider. Even so, the biggest reason that really killed the game is the region lock. The region lock is pretty bad. I'm going to blame the game's death on the overall handling of the game. I don't think only one major issue caused the downfall of Breakers. I think it was just the general handling of the game was just really bad overall. But region lock has always sucked. Region lock is like one of the only things that breaks down a lot of really fun anime games. Like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Eyes of Heaven is a fan favorite game. Even if it's not the newest JoJo's All-Star Battle R, people like the more arena fight aspect of the game. Not to mention the characters' abilities do feel more unique when they have, you know, the full length of their powers in a 3D environment. And the maps are pretty big for a 3D arena fighter, admittedly, especially as well as the special interactions. That game is literally only screwed over by the region lock. If it didn't have a region lock, even with the online lag, I think people would still be playing it quite a bit, because playing a JoJo game that has an actual realistic 5-second long time stop that gets longer if you take bloods from a Joestar, that just sounds so ideal, man. So yeah, region lock can do a lot of damage to a game, but I do believe it was overall the handling of the game. Has anyone checked up on Iron Kane? The poor guy gave up already. Man, don't people know Iron Kane, thank God, Iron Kane got himself off the Dragon Ball The Breakers raft. I'm very happy for him. Iron Kane is such a funny dude. He actually does deserve better, so you know what? I'm going to say in this video, shout out to Iron Kane. I'll put a link to his channel in the description. That guy is cool. But yeah, it's kind of just rough to see overall. Oh no, anyways. I think that's how most people feel. I mean, when Cooler comes out, I will make a video on him. I think I made a video on every Breaker season except Captain Ginyu. Captain Ginyu was so weak, I genuinely only made a video on the beta for him and not the actual release of him, because he's just such a bum. I didn't feel like jumping on the actual, like, I didn't want to pay money to play Ginyu. I wanted him free. I played him when he was free, when they did the beta servers for Breakers. That was the only time I think I hadn't jumped on the game to do a video for a new character. Every other time I've done it, even for Golden Frieza, I hopped on the game for Golden Scamza. And I will hop on the game for Cooler, because Cooler is obviously the GOAT. It looks like it is seeming to be Cooler so far. I know there's a few other teasers they've done, but how does this make sense? If you guys can understand how this is a Cooler reference, let me know, because this seems like Majin Buu absorption, but we already have Majin Buu in the game. This one makes it pretty obvious that it's Cooler, because that hand pose is a bit specific. It does look like it's kind of being like a Death Beam, but I think it does more so mimic the gravity pose that he does in the movie. Yeah, you have stuff like these as well, which is like the gems on Cooler's body and then the white of his crown as well. So the Lex Raider is definitely, for sure, going to be Cooler, because why not? Kura, Frieza no brother. He's probably one of the last few characters they can realistically add. And we already know Breakers, for some reason, is willing to make new character models that they won't put in Xenoverse 2 for some reason. They'll probably make Solza, like the level 1 and level 2 will be the Solza squad, and level 3 will be base Cooler, and then level 4 will be Final Form Cooler. Like, I think that's a very easy evolution line to do for Cooler. But without further ado, I think that's a pretty good place to end the video. There's not a lot to say about Dragon Ball The Breakers other than damn. It's not dead yet, but it seems like there are many signs showing that this game is officially going down. Because why would you cut the Xenoverse 2 connection? That's such a weird thing to do, since that's one of the only reasons why people can tolerate Breakers, because they get free stuff. That's the only way to get free stuff from Breakers, by playing Xenoverse 2, a game that more people are very likely to play than Breakers. So, yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. I do love you all, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you fellas all next time. Take care and peace.